All right. Welcome to the NorCal Sports Network, where the Giants lose a stinker to the New York Mets 8-4 and go 2-4 on the East Coast road trip. And man, they look sloppy tonight. Look like the bad news Bears. Kapler over managing with analytic crap that just defies complete logic. I don't know what the heck these guys think going in. Your plan, you're over managing in the third inning. Come on. You're bringing in stinking Alex Wood because there's a couple lefties to start the inning.
Yeah, especially with Stripling, he was doing well.
He threw 24 stinking pitches in 2 innings. That's 12 a game. They just interviewed him on ESPN, Kapler, and they talked about Stripling. And he says he's got 60 pitches in him tonight, give or take.
That's what he said right before the game, right?
No, during the game. The game. They're interviewing him in the second inning.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, Alex Wood comes out and just barfs. Alex Wood tonight, just complete major chili fart. I mean, Alex Wood, 3 walks and a hit batsman. This is his outing tonight. His outing was complete this. This is just ridiculous. Yeah. Unbelievable. I understand the ball. It's humid. He couldn't hold the ball. He couldn't get a good grip, and that's why his changeup was so far outside. It was like you didn't even have to bat an eye at it. It was just off. It was 10 feet outside off the bat. Mario says we need new material. Well, then they should stop playing like crap. My goodness. No, I'm a little pissed off tonight because the game was Stripling just pitched 66 pitches in the minor league rehab.
Mm-hmm.
66. And you give him 24 innings. Excuse me. I just had to get something choked on here. Sorry we're a little late tonight, guys. I had to run.
It's all good.
Getting ready to start at 7:45, and my 19-year-old daughter was actually out jogging. We live a couple minutes apart from her house, and it was getting near dusk here, and don't like having my young daughter
on the side of caution. That's good.
Yeah, don't like her having even if she's in a good neighborhood. So we'll see. So anyway, I just got in the truck and picked her up and took her to her house and then came home. So that's why we didn't change it from 7:45 to 8. So what else? We had a super chat earlier.
Yeah,
right?
We got a couple of them here. First, before you even started, Eric Elzo was already saying Farhan needs to be working them phones ASAP. I know what you're talking about. Starting pitching. Gonna need it. And then, Mark Hope just sent one over. Appreciate it, Mark. Yeah. Appreciate it, Eric.
Yeah, it's just, they played poor ball. I'm going to get on Kapler for some of this, okay? And let me explain why. All right, so he starts Bryce Johnson tonight, all right? Bryce Johnson starts because you want an extra right hand. I mean, this overanalyzing crap has got to stop. You overanalyzed in the, taking Stripling out because you thought, oh, we've got a couple. It's the third inning. It's the stinking third inning.
And there was no injury that we know of, correct?
That's the only thing. I've been looking on the Twitter from any of the Giant beat writers. Nobody's reported anything about an injury to Stripling. Gabe Kapler, I haven't seen one report. If he's injured or slightly injured, then I take everything back. But if he is not injured and he's perfectly fine, he could have went 2 more innings minimum. You're trying to get Ross Stripling in the starting rotation, see what you got, and you're trying to get these guys to build up. You need starting pitching, okay? You signed Stripling to be a starter. He got off to a crappy start. You mentioned it the other night that maybe they were messing with his mechanics or telling him to change up his
Yeah,
change up.
Los was talking about that. He was listening to the Toronto broadcasters, and they were because they know a little bit about him from the last year.
Hey, you know what? We didn't complain about Kapler when they won 10 consecutive games, and we gave him credit. We gave him credit, Robert. So if you want to take the credit, you got to also take the heat too, because he made some good decisions. He called a couple of nice bunts that were suicide type safety squeeze bunts. That's managing. You're calling the shots. When you take a pitcher out of the game, let me look at Ross Stripling's line, okay? 2 innings pitched, 2 Ks, 16 strikes out of 24 pitches. He walked 1. He's 16 out of 24 pitches or strikes. Okay, that's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And he's only thrown 24 pitches. He's a starter. What are you taking him out for? Unless Stripling came to Cap and says, I'm gassed, or I just don't, getting a blister, or got my back's acting up, then there's no excuse for taking him out. Okay, 0. So that's mistake number 1. Okay. The second mistake is Matos is 21 years old. He's playing center field flawlessly. Leave him in center field. Move Bryce Johnson to right field. My goodness, Bryce Johnson is older. He's a little more seasoned. I know outfield is outfield, and you should be able to play right. If you can play center, you can play the corners. But you know what? Matos is trying to get himself to a place where he's comfortable. He's batting. Just leave him in center field, because right field, the ball comes off differently. He cost the team a run tonight on a bloop single that should have been just a single. Looks like he tried to deke the
that's what Fleming
runner,
was saying.
But there was 2 outs. You're not deking anybody, okay?
Right.
That's inexperience. Just run and get the ball. The runner's moving, 2 outs. Doesn't matter if you catch it or not. So my thing is, young guys, leave them where they're best suited. I understand Casey Schmidt, you got to move him around because you've got situations where guys can't play. J.D. Davis, not going to be able to play shortstop, okay? J.D. Davis probably can't play much of a good second base. Like Schmidt's more athletic and more range. So leave J.D. Davis on the corner. But, they're hurting. Their injuries are catching up to them, okay? Yaz being out, Conforto. Here's the other thing. Conforto.
Yeah, here we go. Yep.
You brought this up to me. Why didn't they pinch hit Conforto when J.D. Davis came up? It's the DH spot.
Bases are loaded.
And you're facing a right-handed pitcher who's all over the place. He's a little wild. That's a little tough to get into the box when you got a guy throwing 98 that just missed Flores' head. I don't know if Conforto is not able to come up to bat. If he's not able to come up to bat, then you should put a body in there, just like Anthony DeSclafani's saying he's gassed.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gassed and it's not even the All-Star break, then you need to go on the IL, okay? Stop putting the guy in the game, starting him if he can't even go 5 innings, before he's gassed. Give him an IL stint, bring up a healthy arm, okay? That's what you got a 40-man roster for. Guys that, if they're not able to, don't throw guys out there that, aren't ready for prime time. It's just ridiculous.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Peter just said something, and I said this about a month or 2 ago. I'm surprised with injuries. This team is exhausted. I tell you what, I said this. when the team dug themselves a hole in April, I said that they're going to really have to play at a higher level for a longer period of time. There ain't going to be no rest when you're in this race if you're trying to compete. And this is probably maybe what we're seeing. Maybe guys are starting to get tired. I don't know why DeSclafani would be tired, but maybe the other players are tired
because he didn't pitch last
Whatever.
year, and so he doesn't have any build up. Well, then you know what? We'll build you up in the minor leagues. Okay.
And then Conforto. I mean, let's see. He got injured in the first game in the Blue Jay, right?
It's game 2.
Was it game 2? So that means that would have been 4 games he would have missed altogether. So just put him on the IL. Who cares? Come on, get him healthy. If you're not going to put him in there, what's the point? You're taking up a roster spot.
Well, they basically played with one less man for 4 games, and they lost 3 of them. Okay, they lost 3 of them. You could have had an outfielder up. The problem is the way the roster is constructed is they don't have any healthy outfielders on the 40-man roster.
Yeah, that's another issue right there.
So you look, Ramos is on the 40, but he's not healthy. He's on the 60-day IL. Luis Gonzalez, another outfielder, on the IL. So they don't have any other outfielders. Brett Wisely, I suppose, could play center field. They had to stick Lamont Wade out there in center field tonight because of Kapler's moves. Lamont Wade's got a back injury, could barely, really let her rip completely.
And you know what? If you're short, and Kapler should know that he's short a man. If he's not going to play Conforto, he's got to know he's short a man. So why bring in Peterson early in the game for Bryce Johnson? Just let Bryce Johnson finish out the game. Then when it gets time to the end of the game, he could have gone to Peterson in the 8th inning instead of having him come in and replace Bryce Johnson so early in the game. You got to think about that. If you already know that you're not going to bring in Conforto, you got to be a little bit more judgmental in the moves that you're going to make. If you're going to make them early in the game, you're going to know they're not going to be available late in the game.
Yeah, and the other thing is that
I like that, Ted.
Hold on here.
Oh yeah, Tommy Pham is raking. I heard it on KMBR. He's the second highest hard hit contact in the National League right now.
Yeah, the Mets tonight had 6 strikeouts. How many do you think the Giants had?
Oh, I can't remember.
Don't even look. Take a guess.
I looked earlier. I think it was around 8, wasn't it?
They ended up with 13.
Oh shit.
13 strikeouts. Okay. I want to show you something that's going to take.
But you know what? They drew a lot of walks, but
they drew over 7 walks tonight.
Yeah, but how many came in?
What, 1 or
Just
2?
That 2-run shot by Sable was Peterson had walked just ahead of him, so that was 1.
Yeah. So it's just the whole thing.
They're kind of regressing. They're kind of going back to their old ways. We noticed this in this road trip, and that they're kind of playing like they did in April. I don't know what it is. Just striking out a lot.
Not playing good defense. Just looking overall poor. Just poor.
The defense. How about the defense? I mean, I've been saying this from the beginning too. Their defense has been horrendous. How they've been able to play as good as they have with what type of defense that the Giants have been playing is really incredible. That's a testament to, I guess, to them coming back and being able to get some of these wins. But the defense, man, they've been at the bottom of fielding percentage and leading the majors in errors pretty much the whole season.
Yeah. It's they're definitely right up there, and so. There's just so much that you can look at on this whole game situation. It was just kind of a mess the way they did the whole thing. I'm doing something while I'm trying to talk.
See, here's the point. No problem. Hey, Robert, and here's the problem: is these 2 series were winnable for the Giants. You're playing against 2 teams that are kind of scuffling, especially the Mets. to lose a series against the Mets. Come on,
Well, you
that's
woke
not
up the
acceptable.
Mets. You woke them up.
You sure. You look at Alonso; he had a hell of a game today.
And they tonight, the commentators talked about on ESPN how relaxed the Mets won. This is the Mets' first series win since the end of May.
That's
they
crazy.
did not win a series in the month of June.
Wow.
So this is where the Giants, but they're shorthanded. Like I say, you're going into a fight with one hand tied behind your back.
Because the Giants were already kind of scuffling with the starting pitching issues. We've been talking about this for a while. Now the injuries are starting to pile up, especially in the outfield, where you're kind of almost that's basically probably the weakest position area that the Giants are suffering is in outfield depth. So when you got these outfielders, I mean, you're like you said the other day, all three starting outfielders that the Giants are supposed to have at the beginning of the season are all on the shelf right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Conforto technically isn't on the IL, but he's hurt. I mean, this is what do you expect when you get free agents who have they're injury prone? It's not going to surprise you that this may rear its head at the most unfortunate time, and this is the issue that I have. Yes, is Farhan doing a good job with the farm? Yes, I give him kudos for that. But these damn free agents that he gets sometimes, it's ludicrous. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, it's it is crazy. So let's see where
Giants are winless in July. Heads need to roll. Yep, Conforto is injury prone. Haniger is injury prone. Slater is injury prone.
Yaz seems to be getting to be.
Yaz, yeah. So I think he's had hamstrings before in the past, right? I think so. You get pitchers who have a history of coming off either Tommy John or some kind of major reconstruction surgery, and it's like, come on, man. No, we got another super chat there, Dan.
Go ahead and put it up.
You want to get it?
Go ahead. I'm
Mark Hope with another one. I appreciate that, Mark. $5. In the 7th, Wade pinch hit for Matos, who had 2 hits and a walk. Wade was walked intentionally, burning Matos for no reason. Yep. Who would you rather have on base 3 in the 7th inning when you're down?
Yeah, he's already 2 for 2.
Yeah. He was 2 for 2 with a walk. He was on base 3 times. God.
Yeah.
But Kapler did this last year. Remember when Bell had 3 hits?
Well, every move that Kapler made, Showalter countered.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He had the depth, and he just put weight on and, brought the next man up, righty versus righty or whoever it was. Yeah. So I don't know why we're not.
Yes, injury are part of sports, but this is the problem, Mario. When you sign guys who have injury history, what do you expect? Come on. You're doing that just to be cheap, to be honest with you. Come on, go out there and get actually guys who are injuries are going to happen. It's not a guarantee if you sign someone that they're going to get through a whole season without hitting the IL. But
tonight they put some
Haniger was out the whole first month of the season.
They put a graphic up tonight. The 3 or 4 oldest teams in baseball were the Mets, the Padres, and what was the other team?
Was it the Giants?
No, Giants weren't up there. They were talking about showing a youth movement and how different teams are going youth, and those teams are doing well. There was 3 teams, and they were all kind of crapping out this year. It was Padres, Mets. Somebody else might know who it was. I can't remember. But they definitely need to, and they are getting younger. But the injuries.
That's Ricardo. Good point. That was the best Stripling has pitched all season. Why pull him after 24 pitches? Goes to your point, Dan.
Yeah. I mean, Well, Mario, you're
That's not
talking
the
about
point.
Corbin
Yeah,
Carroll getting
that's
hurt.
not the point.
He swung. Yeah, is he injury prone? Who knows? But he's only out for a few days. The point is that
When you sign history prone players, what do you think's gonna
injury prone?
what do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna get hurt. Haniger was the biggest contract in the offseason, and he missed the first month because he had a damn hamstring and an oblique.
Right.
Now, getting hit by a baseball, again, part of the game. Does that have to do because of his injury history? No, it doesn't. But what do you expect when a guy misses the first month when it's supposed to be your biggest free agent acquisition? And now Conforto, he's, that the heel, that's not a big deal. But now you got a hamstring. Yaz, hamstring. Slater, hamstring. All those guys are not going to be able to run they may not be able to track down the balls in outfield like they want to because they got to worry about that hamstring. It could create issues, with balls getting into gaps or maybe down the line, running the bases. It could create issues. I mean, man.
Yeah, it's right now the Giants they're treading water. They're still only 3.5 out. A lot of time left. Hopefully this week gets a little better. Yaz should be back tomorrow night.
Yep.
If Conforto's not going on the IL, I would expect him back here in the Seattle series. If he's not back in the Seattle series, then they totally botched the whole thing because
exactly
there's no reason to just, we're going to stick him out there for the final 2-3 games before the All-Star break. He better be close to being ready to pinch hit, but it doesn't look like it. But I understand J.D. Davis not pinch hitting for J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis, one of your better hitters, one of your better clutch hitters. Maybe Conforto was available for tonight. I don't know. But I was trying to get this darn pitcher loaded up, and I don't know why it's not working here. I wanted to show you guys a picture of but it's not.
Oh, is it
up.
I think I know is it the one you sent me?
Of Jeff McNeil?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just show it on my dang phone. I'm so frustrated.
Go for it.
All right. Here's Jeff McNeil, everybody. Can you see that?
Yeah, keep it right there. There you go. Yep.
Look at his hands. How far he's choking up. Okay? That's your National League batting champion last year. Okay?
He's just trying to get the ball into play. Yep.
He's just getting the ball into play. These strikeouts, I'm telling you, guys that have no power should be, choking up and putting the bat on the ball and hitting 300. And to me, we're seeing more and more signs that Blake Sable in his limited time
he's doing it. He's putting
got
up some really good numbers.
8 homers now, as much as Jock Peterson, who you're paying $19 million.
Exactly. And this is a Rule 5 guy. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Gonzo, real quick. I'll defend Schmidt here today. He had 2 really hard hit balls. They just found gloves, unfortunately. So that was good to see. Yeah, it sucks that he's not getting at bats. He does.
Mario, you don't know baseball, man. He's having a rough year right now, but he hit over 300 last year. The guy's a 300 plus hitter. Check his
baseball reference.
You could say he's hitting 258 right now. Like, are you insinuating that he's hitting 258 because he's choking up? I'm just going to pull up here. I'll pull it up right here since you brought it up.
And while you're talking about, just so you know, Yaz today in his rehab start, he went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, but he also had a walk as well.
Well, he's getting his at-bats in.
Carson Wissenhunt had to start today, went 2 innings, struck out 4, but walked 5, but did not give up a run.
That's cool. I mean, why are we not getting here we go. All right, let's just pop this up here.
Yeah, he walked 5. Yeah, kind of crazy, isn't it? Usually he's Wissenhunt is known for his command. So yeah, that's weird how he walked 5. He didn't allow any runs, so he got through it. He got 4 strikeouts, but he only went 2 innings. Probably hit up probably exceeded or got close to his pitch count.
All right. I just wanted to prove Mr. Wise Guy Mario, Mr. Baseball, wrong. Hey, you see Jeff McNeil there, Mario? Yeah, 256. Did you see his lifetime batting average for a career with over 2,100 at bats? What's his batting average there, Mario? I'm going to circle it for you. Right there.
Dan's froggy tonight.
300, Mario. 300. Guy chokes up. I think he's a hitter, okay?
He's got a decent on-base average, too, for his career.
Yeah, what's his on-base?
364.
364. OPS over 800.
OPS plus.
Look at that, 123.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a little down year. The whole team is. That's part of the problem. But the guy can hit. So choking up does make sense for some guys.
Ricardo V.
Ted Williams choked up. Let me get back to that.
He
Ted
didn't
Williams
say nothing.
choked up. Bonds choked up. Bernard. A lot of guys choke up that know how to hit. Look at his last 3 years. Yeah, he won the batting title last year, Mario. The batting title. Okay, he's the reigning National League batting champion. Period. Okay, point proven. I know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go.
There's Los in there. Los giving you some encouragement there, Dan.
Yeah, I got the link out to you, Los. All right, go bet that super chat. I didn't mean to.
It's nothing. It's just he donated $5. Appreciate it, Ricardo. If you meant to put in something, if you meant to put in a chat, just put the chat in there, and we'll hit it up there. We'll get it up in the screen. You might have forgot to put something in.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see here.
Come on, Mario. Let's not go there. Come on.
What's he saying now?
Come on. Now you don't need to go there. He said Dan coaches T-ball and thinks he knows sports. Come on. It's sport. Everyone knows something about sports if you're a fan. You may not be like the most intuitive type of person.
Oh, I see what he said.
Yeah.
He said, what did he do in 221? I'm going to show you something, little guy. Let me just show you something. So since you want to pull out like stats, like 1 year means everything. Okay, there's his stats. 2021, yeah, 251. How about his other years? 329, 318, 311, 326. He's a lifetime 300 hitter, okay? So why don't you choke up and, go figure out, how to figure out, how to run, baseball so well. Why don't you go ask a bunch of GMs?
Now you're going to see what is this? Like Mario, come on. What does this have to do with batting? He's 31 now. Okay.
He's 31 now.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about as far as him being a good hitter? Yes, hitters have bad years. That happens. But he has consistently shown that he can hit for average. And not only that, he takes walks.
Yeah, Mario, if you want to come in and debate this, we'll bring you in. Rather than do it in the chat, bring it right on the air. We'll talk about it. Let me know. If you want to
Ricardo,
come in.
you didn't have to do that again. Here we go.
Oh, you were hitting the same time. There we go.
Yep,
yeah,
go for it.
Thank you, Ricardo. $5 says best Stripling has pitched all season. Why pull him after 24 pitches? The starting pitchers should be Cobb, Webb, Wynn, Beck, and someone from AAA. Actually, Ricardo, I agree with almost all of that. I think the starting pitchers should be Cobb, Webb, Wynn, and I think Stripling should be in there, and maybe somebody else. I think you don't mess with Alex Wood and stop bringing him out of the bullpen. Personally, he's proven over his career that he's a good 5-inning pitcher. He's not too much the third time around. But when you mess with guys, you can tell Wood is pretty ticked off coming out of the pen. He doesn't like it. He's pretty much come out and said so without saying so by saying, well, I'm not the manager. That's what they do. He'd rather be starting. What they also have to do is they have to continue to search, and there are starting pitchers available on the market right now. They're going to have to go pull the trigger. This team is going nowhere if they're going to rely on Webb and Cobb only. Okay.
Yeah.
Right
they
now,
need way more help.
Yeah. I mean, guy that looks good to me is Keaton Wynn. Leave him in there. But yeah, Wood sucks at times. He did tonight. He did his last outing, the outing before last. His outing against Toronto was phenomenal. He pitched 5 innings. So a shutout ball. So let me get that to you, Eric. I'll send you out the email, and give me about till about 8:45, Eric. I'll bring you in here about 8:45 as we go through this chat real quick. So yeah, the Giants, they got some issues. I mean, I'd rather see. I don't want to see Desclafani out there anymore. I'd rather see Manaea, and he's not the greatest right now, but he's kind of adapted to his role in the pen. Wynn has shown that he's reliable so far. So you got 3 guys with Webb, Cobb, and
holy crap,
Wynn. I don't know what you do with Wood, but this junk of trying to squeeze your way through ball games with different guys pitching from the first inning, second, third inning, just all this stuff is just nuts. I mean, Ross Stripling has got to feel like, what do I got to do to, I stunk up the joint. I understand. I got sent to the bullpen. Now I started a game. I'm pitching maybe the best game I've pitched all year, and I get yanked.
Yeah, I don't get that either, man. I don't. Hey, Glass Half Full donated.
Yeah, let me get that up there. Hey, thank you, Glass Half Full. 499 says this team needs starting pitchers in the worst way. I also agree with you. Go get Burns and take Desclafani out of the rotation. He's way too hittable. Yeah, he's way, way, way too hittable. If he doesn't hit the corners or the bottom of the zone, top of the zone with pinpoint, accuracy, hitting all the inside, outside corners. And if he's got to come in, oh, man, he looks so hittable up there. Did Wood really say that?
Talking about what Justin here, I'll put it up there. Wood is now saying he has problem gripping the ball today.
Yeah, it was humid. It was raining. It was very humid today. It's not easy if you've ever played.
All the other pitchers seem to do okay.
Well, some guys sweat more than others. It's just.
Well, you got the rosin. Can't you go to the rosin bag?
They had a rosin bag that was more out of. They said pebbles tonight instead of powder. So I don't know why. Yeah, Robert, disco's far from done. Okay. When are you going to come to reality? The guy's got an ERA of close to 6 over the last month. You want to keep throwing that out there and seeing, okay, he's going to give us a good start someday? This is the major leagues. This is not time to be, taking a, this isn't Little League where you say, yeah, the guy's going to come around. This is the major leagues. Guys hit stuff when they see a softball coming in. They love it.
Yep. I like what Senior says there. Disco saying he was fatigued, excuse after excuse with these old guys. Baseball is a young man's game.
It is a young man's game, and they showed it on the graphic tonight. The teams that are rolling are, like the Orioles and the Reds. They're young.
Yeah.
They're a couple of the youngest teams in the game, and
Baltimore.
I just said it. Yeah, Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay, and then Pirates. Pirates, they're kind of scuffling now, but they got some young talent that's producing. Unfortunately, Cruz is still out, right, with that broken foot.
Yeah. So they need to get healthy.
D-backs, duh.
They
Forgot
need to
about
come
them.
home and
Yep.
win 5 of 6, ideally, on this homestand. They're 8 over 500. If they can go 5 out of 6, they'll end up 12 games over 500 at home. At the All-Star break, that would be a minimum. They need to go 4-2. They need to grab this back.
Yeah, they do.
They
Yeah.
need to grab the momentum back before the All-Star break. They got to, anytime you go on a East Coast swing, it's tough, but they've got a 4-city road trip next because of the makeup game against Detroit. They've got to go start the second half. They start the second half against Pittsburgh, and they play 3 in Pittsburgh, 4 in Cincinnati. Not going to be easy. Then 3 in Washington, and then they do a stopover on their way back home in Detroit for a afternoon game, and then they come home to the A's, and then they get a day off. So they were scheduled for 2 days off that week, and so their next day off is not till the All-Star break now, and then they get so they'll get 4 days off, and it's probably good. They only got one All-Star, Duvall, so
Everyone can rest.
Let the other guys rest. They get their full 4 days, and the fact that they're at home so they can stay home. They don't have to travel home for the All-Star break. They got a 7:00 game on Friday after the break in Pittsburgh, so they probably pretty much leave about 10 in the morning. My guess is roughly 10 in the morning. Flight into Pittsburgh, arrive like 6 at night, whatever, go have team dinner, and maybe they leave at night. Maybe they probably even leave earlier. They probably leave like at 8:30 in the morning, get there in the late afternoon, so guys get adjusted. But you get some time off coming up, so you got 6 home games left before the break.
Real quick, Dan, who are we facing against Seattle? Do they even have it up?
Let me see if they've got Wood going not Wood, but Webb tomorrow. Let me pull this up here.
And
tomorrow,
I'm guessing
pitching matchup is Wu against Webb. Brian Wu.
Oh yeah, he's a rookie.
A right hand. Oh shoot, a rookie.
Yeah.
Who they've never seen before. That's never a good sign for the Giants. Tuesday on July 4th, they've probably got Giants undecided. Dang it. Logan Gilbert against undecided, so they're facing all righties so far. And then Wednesday, they've got a night game, and they've got Alex Cobb against Bryce Miller. So they're facing 3 right-handed pitchers. Yaz is due back. Then they've got Thursday off. Friday against Colorado, they've got DeScofani penciled in. Please, against Austin Gomer, who's a lefty.
Gomer. Yeah.
And then
he was part of the trade.
Yeah, Saturday they're undecided again, and then Sunday is probably Webb, which it is.
Where's Cobb? Did you say Cobb was he in the part of the Seattle? I didn't hear you say.
Yeah, okay. Cobb was in the game against I think it was Wednesday. Let's see. Wednesday the 5th. It is Cobb, yeah. So Webb will pitch Monday and Sunday. So he'll have, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He'll get 5 days rest, pitch going into the break. So they've got 2 undecideds in there. I got to believe Keaton Wynn gets one of those starts. Wynn pitched, Tuesday night in Toronto?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday.
Tuesday, I think. Right?
Tuesday the 27th. Yeah, they lost, or no, they won. It was Wednesday. That's right. They lost. Wait a minute. I'm doing this backwards. They lost 3-0 Tuesday. That's right. No, they won 3-0. What the heck? I'm going back here. He pitched.
Hey, while you're looking it up, hey, Senior, when you're down there in LA, you're going to have to film every Ohtani at bat. I'm guaranteed you'll probably get at least one home run. Man,
okay.
That guy is on fire. Woo!
Okay, he pitched Thursday. Sorry. So he pitched 6 innings Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He's able to go probably Tuesday. Hey, and we welcome in Low Steve, who was at the Arizona Rapids game.
Hey, boys.
All right. So
crazy game, Danny. Crazy game.
Yeah, it's just over managing analytics. I guess in the chat, or somebody told me, or maybe I saw it on Twitter. I watched a little bit of when Kevin Mitchell, ESPN2, they had Michael Kay, and he was bringing in different guests, Michael Kay and Alex Rodriguez, and they had Kevin Mitchell in. They had
Scott Boras.
They had the guy from LSU pitcher Skeens, who may be the number 1 pick. I guess Alex Rodriguez was kind of ripping on the analytics. The fact that, Gabe was pinch hitting here and there for everybody. So
he just did it way too early. It just made no sense.
He ran out of players. I mean, basically,
Yeah.
Conforto was the only guy left on the bench, and he probably wasn't available. He had to stick Lamont Wade in center field in the bottom of the 7th, down 1 run. They left too many guys out there tonight. They were, I think, 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. There are only 2 runs, they got going was Blake Sable's home run, and Sable just missed another one down the right field line that looked like, they didn't show the replay, but my guess is it was foul by about a foot. Would have been at least a double. So
I didn't catch any of the game. Anything interesting out of the ordinary?
Oh my gosh! Go ahead, Dan.
Well, you don't got to summarize the whole game. Just like
I'll just summarize the garbage points that I believe that Ross Stripling, brought in as a starter, struggled in April, got sent to the pen, pitched last week, 66 pitches in a rehab.
Right.
He 2 innings pitched, 24 pitches, no runs, a couple of strikeouts, 1 walk, 16 strikes out of his 24 pitches. Looked like he had some velocity. He was getting up to 95, 96 range. Kapler was interviewed by ESPN Buster Olney during the game, and they talked to him about Stripling, and he said he's got like 60 pitches in him tonight, maybe a little more depending on how the game goes. Unless he's hurt or came out and said he's gassed or something, I don't know why Kapler pulled him. He pitched flawless practically. The only blemish was he gave up a walk.
How many pitches did he have through 2 innings?
24. That's it. 12 innings.
And he had 60 in him, and they took him out.
Exactly. And then Wood was wild. He walked 3, hit a batter when he came out. They scored 3 runs immediately off of Wood. Errors galore in the outfield, in the infield, just sloppy play.
The best summary is this.
Yeah.
Sounds like I didn't miss much.
Stripling, no hits, 1 walk, 2 Ks, 24 pitches thrown, 16 for strikes. I was waiting. Has anybody seen Kapler's post game? Maybe they didn't even have one because they got to catch a flight and get home. I'm going to look on NBC Sports Bay Area app and see if there's anything in here that mentions, nothing.
Guys, normally I would never say anything about an arena football game to deviate from Giants baseball, but let me just quickly tell you that the game I went to today, an opponent got somebody in the stands threw food at this football player from the Pirates, Massachusetts Pirates, figure that name. Him and 2 guys went up into the stands and started a brawl. I haven't seen that since Ron Artest went up.
I was just gonna say
the
what was it? The
Malice in the Palace.
Yeah, it's it. Malice in the Palace.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I picked an entertaining game to go to. It was like, damn, that guy had nuts. Went right up into the stands and started some. It was
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So back to baseball, but just thought I'd share that quick story.
That's pretty cool. Did you film it?
What's that?
Didn't film it?
I did not. I did not. I would.
Yeah, exactly. Senior was fun. Exactly, Senior. I was thinking to say that would be great footage for this channel.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I'm looking for Will Martinez's email. I had it. What did I do with it?
You talking about Eric L or?
I mean Eric's. I'm sorry, not Will's. He gave it to me the other night. Where did I write it down?
Will Martinez. It was.
What did Will say?
It's more.
Yeah.
It was. I was lucky enough to sit in a suite, and they had a spread of ribs and wings and salads.
So you got your fill.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I put it. Oh, I know where it is.
Beer and wine were free.
It's in Twitter.
It's probably why I didn't film it, Eric.
Yeah. You're all bloated.
Oh. Yeah. It was enjoyable.
You weren't quick on the trigger.
Yeah, definitely. But it looks like the Giants have hit a little rough spell, and to be expected, long season.
Well,
they got to get.
Yeah, exactly. And
they got to get through these injuries, and they got to, get back to playing good ball.
That's the issue. Right. You got starting. Well, I guess you want to. There's three things: the starting pitching, the injuries, and the defense.
Yeah, the defense has not been good all year.
All year, exactly.
God, where would they be record-wise if they had a top 10 defense? They probably have about 4 or 5 more wins under their belt because they've played a lot of close games. So that's a little surprising because, they have some good defenders individually, but they got a few weak points out there that are hurting them. I mean, Wade's good at first. Estrada's good at second. Schmidt and Crawford are good at third. At short. Davis is okay at third. Matos is a good center fielder. So, damn, where's the Bailey is a stud. I mean, where's the sloppiness coming from?
He had a catcher's interference today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was debatable. I mean, it did catch the glove, but it was, it was Rogers pitching. He was outside, and Bailey, the batter kind of stuck his bat way across the plate and reached for it, and just kind of swung through and tapped his glove.
Hey, Rothenberg is in here. Is
Greg he's been in here.
Is Greg in here?
Yeah. Greg was in here a little bit.
Oh.
But hey, Senior, we need Bart to do that. We need his stock to go up for sure. So that's a good sign because I think you said it too, Senior. I think we've all said it. Yeah, he's probably going to be part of a package at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Robert always saying, but that's AAA.
Yeah, MF says discuss Matos base running on Crawford's double. I don't know what the heck that was. Matos has got to get a great jump on 2 out. It went into the right field corner, and with Matos' speed, we're seeing some rookie mistakes here. He's coming around third. As he's going toward third, he kind of slows up a little bit. And then Hallberg, the third base coach, as he rounded third, he started to pick it up, and then Hallberg put the stop sign on him. There was 2 outs at that point. Matos has just got to haul. He's just got to fly, and he's got to be rounding third like he's coming, and then let the third base coach. You don't stop until you see your coach,
Right.
And he did slow down a little bit, which may or may not have cost them a run. I don't know. It's so.
I love what Will has to say. So far, Danny went off. Someone made a Chardall fan account and fart sounds. Great show thus far. Love it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw. Did you? There he is.
Oh, did they make a picture of him?
Look.
Oh.
Oh, I saw it earlier, but we were talking about other stuff, man.
That's great. I wonder if
oh
who
man,
made that? Who made that?
I got a feeling I know who it is. I got
a feeling. A healthy Giant team will be dominant. Okay, all right. Let's bring in Eric L.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, you there? You ready, Eric? I'm not sure if he's
I don't
ready.
think we'll wait.
He's not ready. Okay.
Does Robert Rothberg want to come in?
There's Greg. There's Greg.
I'm still hoping for a cage match between these two guys, Flair and Hogan.
Why do you want to get rid of Crawford, Greg? He plays a solid shortstop. He came through with a big double tonight that should have scored a run. What was
I think it's because he made an error in the beginning of the game. That's
you know what? That was a tough play. What happened was Estrada dove up the middle. There was runners on first and second. Or bases might have even been loaded at the time. Estrada was trying to stop, run, get the out. It would have been the third out. He stopped it and he threw it to Crawford. Crawford was not on the bag. He was going to get the ball too up the middle. Then he saw Estrada was getting it. So he started going back toward the bag. Estrada flipped it to him and Crawford took his eye off the ball just momentarily to see where his foot was so he could step on the bag. And when he took his eye off the ball hit his glove, rolled away and allowed a second run to score. So that was the problem.
Robert is too optimistic. Greg is too pessimistic. We need to combine them.
Maybe artificial intelligence. We can get those two guys together, and we can reprogram them.
Let's rename them Robert Dayton and Greg Rothenberg.
Bring in Eric. All right, welcome, Eric.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Hey, how are you?
What's up, man?
Good. What was the name? Greg Dayton and Robert Rothberg. Okay, I'm going to come up with a better name. I'm going to take a break here. I'll come back. I'll have a name for you.
Greg Dayton.
I'll be right back.
Greg Rothenberg and Robert Dayton.
Oh, Dan.
I'll be right back.
Where's Dan going?
I got to get some water. I'm thirsty.
Hey, look at that. We're famous. Look at the TV back there behind Eric. We're famous.
Yeah, you're famous.
He's got us up on the big screen.
Yeah, exactly.
I should turn it off just in case.
No, you should be fine. Just as long as there's no, well, if it's audio of us, I guess it don't matter. Oh, Senior's calling you out. Where's your king swag?
Right here.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Senior. Ask and ye shall receive. There we go. So he's representing.
Yeah, yep. Fox.
Nice.
All right, what do you got in?
As a Warrior fan, I like the Kings. I like what they're doing.
And I got a Sabonis jersey.
Yeah.
I would have felt bad if getting a Sabonis jersey if we wouldn't have signed him to an extension. That would have sucked.
That's right.
So the Warriors signed Corey Joseph.
Why?
I don't know.
The Warriors they're never going to sign a guy over 6'10"?
Yeah, that was puzzling to me.
Yeah, I don't know what my team's doing. I don't know.
Seems like the Suns are getting everybody. They picked up Eric Gordon today.
Yeah, Mo Bamba got released by the Lakers. He'd be a perfect pickup for the Warriors.
Yeah.
He's got size. He can shoot, but
he'd be a good pickup for the Kings.
Let's just get like our ninth guard on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know what Dunleavy's doing, man, but whatever.
Yeah.
I heard they were in talks for Siakam, from Toronto.
Maybe they got something else. They're accumulating some things and they're going to send a big package deal. I don't know. But for now, it's not looking all that great so far in the offseason.
You got to
Oh,
wait,
here, hey,
wait
real
things
quick,
out.
real quick, Los. Another thing, Matos had a 2-hit game, also had a walk,
Yeah.
and he gets pitch hit by Wade in the, what was it, the 7th inning?
Righty lefty.
Yep.
That's
And then
Kapler, man.
And then they just put 4 fingers up, walked Wade, and then
he's got his tablet and his laptop right on the front steps of the dugout and just punching things in instead of being a manager and just playing.
Well, the problem with Kapler is he manages the game before the game.
Sure.
His decisions are made prior to the game instead of
It's all predetermined.
Instead of doing the eye test and go, hey, well, this guy's hot. He's swinging the bat well tonight. Hey, gee, Stripling, golly, the guy's only thrown 24 pitches and he's getting through. He's breezing through. You know what? I can't think for myself because the chart tells me I got to take him out here. You know?
Yeah, from what I saw, he was doing good. I mean, the Kapler Gabe kind of,
and that's why
I'm annoyed with him.
That's why people are frustrated with Kapler.
Yeah, this would be a great debate. Rothberg is from the far left. Dayton's a right wing conspiracy theorist guy, and Rothberg's a left wing lunatic. Let's bring the left wing lunatic and the right wing conspiracy guys together and see if we can balance these guys out.
I personally think
Dayton.
I personally think Robert is Chardell. Because Chardell's never on when Robert's on.
Oh, we got the Michael and Janet Jackson conspiracy. They're the same person.
I think Robert's back there in the East because he was singing to. Remember, Robert was being sung to by Chardell.
That is true.
Robert is 72 and Greg is 68.
Yeah. So what we got here is we got Robert Daytonberg is the new name for them. Robert Daytonberg.
Put him in a wrestling ring.
Hey guys, what was that movie with Stallone and De Niro, 2 old guys fighting? What was the name of that movie?
Oh,
that's what we should name that match. Somebody look that up. The movie with Stallone and De Niro fighting. That's Rothberg and Dayton.
Robert, I haven't been able to hear his post-game interview. I've been trying to get it. I haven't seen it. Hey, Eric, while you're gone, we came up with the name. I came up with the name. I told you I come up with the name. It's Robert Daytonberg.
Robert Daytonberg?
Yeah. And
I like that.
We determined, Will Martinez says that Rothberg's a far left and Dayton's a far right. I've labeled him the left wing lunatic and the right wing radical. The right wing, the left wing lunatic and the right wing
radical. Okay.
And we're gonna see if we can bring them in together, artificial intelligence, and maybe get them to be a little more in the middle, a little bit like, okay, hey, the Giants, Rothberg needs to say that, Robert, repeat after me. Therapy time, okay? Robert, I want you to type in, I, Robert Rothberg, will learn to have increase my critical thinking skills, okay? I, Robert Rothberg, will learn to develop. That's it. I, Robert Rothberg, will learn to develop critical thinking skills. Okay, that's your assignment. I want you to type that in there, and then Greg Dayton, you need to type in, I, Greg Dayton, will learn to be a little bit more positive at times. Okay, all right, and this is free therapy right now. The next
is this Romper Room or something?
The next lesson is going to cost you. Okay.
And the movie I was referencing, Stallone and De Niro fighting, was called Grudge Match. And this is the sequel, Grudge Match 2, Rothberg Dayton.
Call Dana White.
And
17
Chardal
and a
will
half
be
and 16.
Chardal will get in to be the official.
Chardal will be the official. Oh man.
Be like, hey guys, break it up. Hey guys, everybody, let's love each other.
Top five breakups.
Oh,
Oh,
Greg
my
Dayton.
gosh.
Hey, there we go. He did it.
He
Greg
did
Dayton
it.
will learn to be more fun and positive. Yes. All right, Robert. I will make an effort. Wait, where is it? I'll make an effort. I can't guarantee anything. That's a start, though, if you make an effort. How about just writing in tonight, Robert? The Giants, the way they're playing on this road trip is not inducive of a playoff team.
You ain't gonna get him to say that. You crazy.
But just for this road trip, I'm not saying they're not a playoff team. I'm just saying the way they played on this road trip. I think they can, baseball's a funny thing. I think they could come home and, win 5 out of 6 and all is well.
So let's start this therapy right now. Los D, psychiatrist, is going to ask both Robert and Greg a question. To you, Robert, I ask, what is one thing you are disappointed about the Giants so far this year? Robert, what is one thing you're disappointed about? To you, Greg, what is one thing that you're pleasantly surprised about the Giants this year? Think about it. Good. Write it in the session, and this is the start of your therapy to go towards that path.
We're going to bring them into the middle a little bit.
Let's go. Let's see what either of you want, and the 4 of us will grade it and see which one comes up.
And then we'll have to have an assignment for Mario too. Mario.
Oh Mario.
Mario will learn not to be combative, just to be combative.
So Robert has answered and said the starting rotation is his disappointment. Okay.
That's good.
That is very good.
Where did you see that? I didn't see that. Where did it go?
Scroll up a little. They're going fast right now.
Oh, wow. The starting rotation. Okay. Greg Dayton. We're waiting for Greg. The
Greg
fact
Dayton
that 8
has
games
chimed
over.
in and said the fact that they're 8 games over.
Yeah. I'm surprised a little bit that they're 8 games over at this point.
That's a little bit of a general answer. I'm looking for something a little more specific, Greg. You got another chance.
Like maybe a player or
yeah, specifically, not just the team is 8 games over. That's an easy answer. Come on, Greg, you can do it. What are you pleasantly surprised about? A player?
I thought the meaning of a lineup is to put your fast guys at the top, right? At the top of the lineup, right?
Generally, that's
old school. Going old school.
Is Slater fast?
He is.
Is Wilmer
not anymore?
fast?
Not with that hammy.
Yeah.
Is Wilmer? Wilmer's slow.
Oh my god!
And he was batting second tonight.
Yeah, that's where I know. It's
having Johnson batting ninth. I mean, he's the quickest on the team, I think.
Well, he also not much of a hitter. So,
no, but I mean, he could butt. I mean,
well, they kind of look for the bunt a lot on him, and he could be a decent, Now that's a guy, in my opinion, that needs to do what Jeff O'Neill does. I tried to download or upload the picture, Los, but I couldn't get it to work tonight. So I was showing the chat to keep an eye on Jeff McNeil and what is he doing here. And keep in mind, Jeff McNeil. Well, I'll what is Jeff McNeil doing there?
He's choking up.
And what is Jeff O'Neill? What did he do last year?
He hit over 300, didn't he?
He won the batting title.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's a lifetime hitter of 300. And Mario tried to tell me, what's he doing this year? He's laughing my ass off. He's hitting 258. And I'm like, Mario, when you learn baseball, come back to me. Because a guy like Bryce Johnson, this is what Bryce Johnson should be doing. He's got so much speed.
Yeah.
He should choke up because he's not a power hitter, and he should just be slapping the ball. Look at what McNeil did the other night. Last night's game, 2 doubles down the left field line, almost identical. Was it? I think it was. Yeah, last night's game. McNeil just sprays the ball. I'm curious if I'm going to look him up.
Greg Dayton is still being negative. Where is the positive in this lineup? Well, Patrick Bailey's probably one of the top rookie of the year candidates. And that's beyond his gold glove catching abilities. Like, the dude can hit. He can hit. So that's a positive. Lamont Wade is a positive. Dude gets on base a lot. That's a positive. JD Davis is a positive. For sure.
Yep, there you go, Peter. Make contact, anything can happen.
Well, you guys earlier were talking about the Giants prospects, and you were mentioning, of course, Matos is already up with the team, center fielder. Von Brown is a center fielder. The guy I like is McCrary. He's a center fielder. That's a lot of young center fielders. They can't all stay.
True.
One of them might be in that package deal to get that pitcher that we need.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope that
the thing about it, though, I was thinking about this yesterday. Is I've been saying Jock Peterson is good trade bait because he's proven in the playoffs, and a contender may want him. But if the Giants are going to trade for a good starting pitching, it's probably going to be with somebody that's out of the race. Why would they want Jock Peterson?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's going to make it tough. Like, the only one that would want Jock Peterson would be a contender.
Exactly.
That wants a DH, and they're not going to give up one of their starting pitchers that are good. Maybe they'll have a prospect. So
right.
That's gonna make it challenging from the Jock Peterson point of view as trade bait. And that's probably gonna have to be somebody else. Choking up is never a bad thing. I think it's an underutilized tool, to be honest. Better batting averages and less power.
Well, with the rule changes, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You're getting rid of the shift. You got a more chance to, get a hit and then do some damage on the base paths. So it's not, all power or go home type of thing. Now it's actually, you could put the rules allow for a little bit more strategy rather than just trying to jack the ball over a fence.
I'd love the kid from the Marlins on our squad, the guy that's hitting 390, 400. He doesn't have much power, but I'd love guy never strikes out.
No kidding.
Hey, this is for I wish I don't think I can play it. I don't know. Can we play an old clip that Mario just sent me not Mario, Mark Hope sent me a really awesome clip on fascinating Babe Ruth on swing hitting versus choke hitting, and he's giving demonstrations here.
Yeah, I wouldn't play that just to be safe.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, but I can show it to you.
The Erics think alike.
I got my.
Yeah, we don't need to catch any of the.
I got the sound up, but Babe is showing what choke hitting means. Is just you're just trying to put the bat on the ball, and the Giants strike out too much with 2 strikes. I don't like this philosophy of 2 strikes waiting for your pitch, and even if it's not your pitch, you just let it go for a called strike 3. I mean, how many times have the Giants taken called strike 3 right down the middle with a fastball because they were guessing? Well, you know what? When I played with 2 strikes, I always guessed fastball because I have time, if it's an off-speed pitch, to just foul it off. If I'm guessing off-speed and a guy throws me a heater and I'm not looking for it, it's going to go right by me because I'm not ready for it. 2 strikes, always just look to protect. And then if you start seeing the guy's curveball, you can time that up. If you see his fastball, you could time that up. So 2 strikes, man, it's all about putting the ball in play. And I can't stand this wait for your pitch to drive. Yeah. You get 27 outs a game, 13 were Ks tonight. So you've now limited yourself to 14 at bats to do damage
Yep.
because you're taking. I've seen so many called strike threes on the Giants, and they're just like, oh, shoot, I wasn't expecting that to be right out down the middle. It's like,
Yeah.
what were you looking for?
Jock has
Yeah.
had a lot of them this year.
Oh yeah, the whole team. The whole
Yeah.
team. It's a philosophy about, driving wait for the best pitch in your zone that you can do damage with. I mean, they don't teach these guys
Well, you know,
how to hit anymore. They teach them and that's why you see, such up and down,
up to just a few years ago, there used to be a stigma if you struck out a lot.
Yeah.
You weren't looked at as a good baseball player. That whole stigma has just fallen by the wayside with the 3 true outcomes, with the walk, the strikeout, and the home run. That is what the big game has became, is a just all power and nothing else.
You know what truly is sad is the Giants have a resource in Barry Lamar Bonds in their organization that, forget about the 762 homers and all
Right,
that.
just his skill,
baseball IQ about what to look for with pitchers tipping pitches, how to move up on the plate. He choked up everybody. You know what? I bet you the Giants organization would not want him to come talk to our lineup and our young hitters. Believe it or not, because why? He probably has a different philosophy from what they're teaching, which is what Dan alluded to.
Will Clark gets pissed off about it.
Yeah, it's just this philosophy of wait for your pitch. You might never get it. Oh, well, you're 0 for 1, but wait for your pitch and then drive it instead of adjusting, especially with 2 strikes, to situational hitting, which is how the game has been played for over a century.
Yeah.
Man at third, less than 2 out. You're trying to just get the bat on the ball. You can't strike out, preferably not pop up. Choke up, do something. And they have Barry Bonds, who is as good as it gets, again, at identifying pitches, at being able to make adjustments, and the mental aspect of hitting. And he's right here. And I know he would be willing to say something, but I bet the Giants organization says, nah, we're good. We're cool.
Yeah, Luis Castillo, a little nervous about the way the Sunday went. The road trip didn't end well. Giants lost their last 2. They won the first game of each series, lost the last 2. They fly across country tonight after 2 kind of lackluster defeats, where Seattle is flying down, probably already in the Bay Area because they played this afternoon. So Seattle's probably at their hotel right now. Giants are probably just boarding a flight here, if they're fortunate, to head home. Seattle is coming off a 5-1 deficit. They were to Tampa Bay, the best team in baseball record-wise, and comes back and wins 7-6.
Wow.
So the Mariners are going to be coming in on a high. They're rested in the sense that they're on the same time zone. They're in San Francisco. They'll be in their beds by midnight. Giants won't even get to their home until 2 a.m. at the earliest. Get out of the airport, drive home, get in bed, and then they get to bed late, come to the ballpark tomorrow night, kind of tired, a little bit off kilter with your clock. And then the Mariners play pretty much rested, and then you don't get to regroup and say, okay, well, I'll get a good night's sleep tonight on Monday night and come back to Tuesday night. You got a day game Tuesday. So the Giants, schedule-wise, I'm not saying the Giants are not going to win against Seattle tomorrow. You got Logan Webb. He may be able to win the game single-handedly with, shutting them down. That's what you look for in an ace. You're looking for Logan Webb to give you 8 innings tomorrow if he can, and pitch like lights out and try to shut him down to 1 run or no runs.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for. What you paid Logan Webb for. Okay, you're going to find out if Logan what he's really made of. If he could come out and shut these guys down, you could win on a pitcher, just your pitcher pulling. You can win 1-0. Okay, Giants could come out tomorrow. Baseball's a funny game. They could score 10 runs and they could sweep Seattle. I'm just saying, a little bit when it comes to that kind of travel, coming off, you don't have much momentum. The other team's got a nice, fun plane ride down to San Francisco. They're going to be like, hey, it's hot up here all over we're going to be in cooler weather. It could be a factor the next 2 games. I've seen the Giants do this many, many times. And Kruk mentions this a lot on the air. When you come back from a road game, you're pretty flat the first game a lot because you're just drained. It's taxing. And the fact that they got to – I don't even know personally why. I know it's nice to be on the game of the week, but baseball should have looked at this and said, San Francisco's got a game tomorrow. Mets are traveling to Arizona tonight as well, get in tomorrow, but they don't have a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They probably don't even leave tonight. They're probably leaving in the morning. They probably leave at 8 a.m. and they'll be in Arizona like 10 a.m. because they gain 3 hours. So Mets
not to mention, Dan, day game right after the night game tomorrow.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I just said that. Yeah. They got a day game on Tuesday.
Yep.
So their clock, the schedule right now does not favor. If I was probably to bet, I would, I'd have to factor in that Logan Webb's going tomorrow and maybe still possibly bet on the Giants. But anybody else pitching other than Logan Webb, that's a money tip right there. And that's a betting line. Seattle's rested. It's only like a little over 2-hour flight from Seattle to San Francisco.
Did anyone see Webb in a dugout today? Or even or do you think he's back in San Francisco?
If he wasn't, it's pure idiocy on the Giants' part. I'm sure he was in San Francisco early today, if not last night. There's no reason for him. See, this is the kind of stuff that you'd like to have some people that are beat writers report on this kind of stuff. Hey,
There we go. Mark says he flew home.
Okay,
cool.
When today or yesterday, Mark? Because I think he should have been gone and missed the entire game today and should have been gone last night.
Now, you say Logan should be pitching 8 innings. Will Gabe actually let him pitch that far?
Right.
If his pitch count's good.
Yeah,
If his pitch count's good. He's got to be effective. He can do it, but if he stays on, if he can get through 8 innings with like 100 to 105 pitches, what you got to do is you got to be effective, and you got to stop going, can't do a lot of 3-2 accounts. Throw your sinker, let him hit the ball in the ground. Get quick outs. The one thing that you can do as a pitcher, like Greg Maddux, he knew how to pitch, and he'd get guys to, he'd throw a first pitch strike so much that he would get guys to start swinging because that might be the best pitch they would ever see. And he didn't have, all this crazy fastball stuff he just got him out.
Pitched a long time.
Yes.
Will the Giants have a complete game this year? I say
no.
Probably not.
No.
That's sad.
If we had Bruce Bochy as a manager, yes.
Boy, has the game changed.
Yep.
Well, even under Bochy, he it's not like he let a lot of those guys go.
Yeah, he liked his bullpen.
Yeah. He was a master at that. That's why.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny, didn't the A's under Billy Martin, Then there's like Norris and some of their pitchers, like they would have 15 to 20 complete games, all of them under Billy Martin.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. Yeah,
It's just crazy. That to me blows me away. Like there were 4-man rotations back then, 4. So that means you had 1 day less rest, and they don't have all the supplements and vitamins and nutritionists and therapists that they do now. And today they go 5 days, 5-man pitching staff, so 1 day extra rest, and they can't go complete games. What's the difference? Why did those guys 30 years ago throw 140, 150 innings?
Did Cobb get one this year?
They didn't blow out their arms.
No, never did.
I'd love to hear some theories on that.
We got someone in chat that's Chardell's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Dan. It might be Chardell, or it could be the guy up on the board. Cobb had one.
Yeah, it could be MF.
I think we've kind of hit the game pretty good here. We've been going an hour and 22 minutes. AB says Mariners are awful. Stop stressing it so much. Nobody's stressing. I don't stress over any of these games personally. But I would say this, that the Mariners have some good young talent. If you looked at their lineup, J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Kalenic, Suarez, Mike Ford's been hitting some big bombs for them.
They got some boppers in their lineup. Yeah,
it's an okay lineup. Giants should be able to beat them, but when you factor in the travel and all that, it could be a factor. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying is it could be a factor.
East to west is a factor.
Oh, it's a huge because you lose 3 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 to 6. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got here.
We said the same thing about the Mets, though, and they ended up winning the series, that they were awful.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets they're playing awful, but they're not playing to their talent level.
Yeah.
And I was concerned going into the Mets just because you knew the Mets are pressing. They mentioned it all on the TV all night.
Yeah, they're up against it.
They're pressing. Their owner came out and said they've got a couple weeks before the break. He wants to see a turnaround. Otherwise, things could change. So, they're pushing to win right now. You kind of hope they come into Arizona and win the series here in Arizona to help the Giants out. Giants need to get fat and happy at home.
Yep.
And they're 3.5 out. If they can remain about where they're at right now at the All-Star break, still be 3.5 out. Ideally, if they're, only a game out or something like that. But just don't lose any more ground. You're right in it then after 90 games roughly. What do we figure they're playing by the All-Star break? 9. They got 6 more left. What's their record now? Their record is 46 and 38. Okay.
I'll say they go 3-3 the last 6.
They played 84 games. So they're going to play 90 games. And they could end up 2 over 500 if they go 0-6. They could end up 14 over. They could end up 12 over. I'm thinking if they go 4-2, they'll be 50-40, 10 games over. That's perfect. And I don't anything less than that, of 4-2 with Colorado at home for 3 games. And see, anything less than 4-2 to me is not a good homestand.
No.
Yeah.
So,
But I think none of us outside of Rothberg expected the Giants to be over 500 at the halfway break.
yeah.
So
And
they're definitely playing. Yeah.
yeah, and
But you're right. They do need to finish.
I can see
because they're starting to leak oil.
Yeah.
I can see him going 4-2.
Yeah.
if they can win 5 or 6 and get back to winning ways, because I would think by, they're going to have to play tomorrow on they're going to need Logan Webb to win them that game and get the momentum back in their favor so they can come out Tuesday to tomorrow's a sellout crowd tomorrow's game. So that could give them some energy. And then you play hard on the 4th of July. You got a big crowd there. You get some momentum going, and then you get Thursday off, and you got Colorado, and then you got 4 days off. If you can mentally get yourself up for the next 3 games to win 2 of 3 against Colorado in front of big crowds, I'm expecting, tomorrow, we're hearing tomorrow's a sellout. For Tuesday, 4th of July game should be close to a sellout. You can get yourself up for those games and get that momentum back in your corner. You get a day off Thursday, and then you got Colorado, which you don't want to overlook. You just want to go out and beat the tar out of. And then you get 4 days off. You could go into the break 10 games or 12 games over 500, whether you win 4 or win 5 on this trip. Get yourself completely focused on that, and then you take your 4 days off, mental break, you step away, and then you're ready to go for the second half.
Did you mention earlier on the show how brutal it was that MLB scheduled this Sunday night
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
Like they're not going to land in San Francisco until like 2:30 in the morning. By the time they all get to their homes,
Yeah, it's
they're
4
gonna
in
get
the
home
morning.
around- Yeah,
4:30 in the morning before you get to bed. Yeah.
that's brutal. That's
And you get your
brutal.
sleep all messed up because guys will probably be sleeping some on the plane. They'll fall asleep, and then they get home, and it's like,
Can't fall asleep
I
right
can't fall
away.
asleep.
Yeah.
I can't fall asleep.
Yeah, that's a poor job. of
ESPN
MLB.
should not be able to telecast another game. They are horrible.
Or if they're going to play them on a Sunday night, then they should have had tomorrow off and play Tuesday the first game.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Mets have tomorrow off. They're flying to Arizona. Yeah, it's
How nice.
it's crazy the way the Giants got the short end of everything because they didn't get a day game on getaway day in Toronto either. Then they had to go through customs and then fly into New York late. Like I say,
Let's go out there, Dan, and pull for the Mets.
the best thing you got going for the best thing you got going for the Giants in this series against Seattle is you got Webb and Cobb going 2 of the 3 games, and then you can get Webb again on Sunday, and you get your rest. So I mean,
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Go to the game and then go live at the game.
live from Arizona in the air conditioning room
Yep.
of Chase Center or Chase Field.
Me and Dan will do that 1 or 2 times this year. We've talked about
Charles'
it.
number 1 fan is it himself? Maybe, could be.
Hey Dan, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna head out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here too. We've been going an hour and a half. It's enough for me tonight.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night, live from Candlestick. No, I mean,
Yeah.
sitting out there at Candlestick Point. Yeah, live from Oracle Park. If I was up there, I would definitely be doing some live shows. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
He just entered the chat, Chardal.
Yeah, I see Chardal. I tell you what, I'll get out and Chardal can come in. How about that?
There we go, Chardal. Come on in for your top 5.
We need to fly.
Chardal, where are you?
See you, Eric.
See you.
All right. Hey, take it easy,
Have
Les.
a good night, Eric.
Take it easy, Eric.
All right.
The chat. We'll talk about it again tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night, Eric.
You bet. Have a good one, guys.
All right. So will Chardal be coming in or not?
No, he said bye.
All right. Well, we'll so guys, what do we got with we got to do the Warriors? They picked up the guard from the Pistons,
Corey Joseph.
Corey Joseph. He's a third
Trust-
guard. He's replacing Ty Jerome's spot that the
As a
Warriors
Kings
thought.
fan, you don't want him. He is horrible.
I didn't think he was that good.
No.
I haven't seen the Warriors. I think what they're doing is they're having to wait because they can only sign guys to minimums, and guys are picking up more than minimum contracts. Like Phoenix has offered guys a little bit more than the minimum. So I guess the Warriors just kind of have to wait it out and see who's available.
They're too top heavy.
I thought with
Yep.
the new CBA, it was supposed to stop teams like Phoenix from doing what they're doing.
Well, they're signing guys to just over minimum contracts, I think.
Oh, okay.
They're not getting. And then look at the Lakers. They've loaded. The Lakers look like maybe the strongest team, and they did all this. The Lakers completely rebuilt their team by getting rid of Westbrook.
Yep.
And when they did that, they freed up so much money that they were able to go get all this depth. I asked JD, but I haven't heard back from him. John Dickinson from 95-7 the game. I did see he said he's taking a break from free agency, but asked him to let me know if the Warriors could do the same thing, retool their roster by trading Clay and getting rid of $43 million. Could that open a door where you could, get? I think it does open the door where you can get three $15 million guys.
Yeah.
And to me,
would Steph be okay with that?
I don't know. I mean, you could have kept DiVincenzo if you did that. He signed for $4 and $50, so he got a little over. He got 12.5 a year. You could have got all the three guys like that that are better than mid-level. And you look at the Lakers. They had they were star top heavy, older guys, LeBron, Davis, and Westbrook, and they were stinking up the NBA. Yeah. And everybody said they're going nowhere. They're not going to make the playoffs. All of a sudden, they've got D'Lo, they got Vanderbilt, they got
next to Utah.
Yeah, and they got a couple other guys in trades. Now they got Jackson Hayes, and they got the kid from Miami, what's his name? Gabe Vincent. They got Reeves back. They got D'Lo back.
I wanted Gabe Vincent on the Kings.
They're loaded.
He would have been a good king.
Yeah, they're loaded. The Lakers.
Eric, I didn't like bringing back Harrison Barnes.
No, I didn't either.
I don't like that move at all. But I know he wasn't overly expensive, but he wasn't exactly cheap either. And he's, his best years are behind him. I mean, he's an average ball player. Like, you could have came up a lot better than him.
Yeah, but I would rather have Harrison Barnes than pay Kuzma what he wanted. I mean, Washington's stupid for paying Kuzma for what he wanted.
Yeah, I don't know what Washington's thinking. They just trapped themselves into deep.
I don't know what the Rockets were thinking.
Yeah, signing Dillon Brooks,
3 years, $130 million.
Who? Oh, you mean Fleet? Van Fleet?
He's a good player, but
they got Dillon Brooks too.
Yeah.
Then they were they were gonna get who was it? Brook Lopez, but he told him he was gonna sign with them and had a handshake agreement, and then went back to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
that's a report that I heard.
I didn't hear that.
How much did Barnes get, Eric? He got 3 years and 54.
Yeah, I believe so. 3 years, 54 million. Yeah, it sounds about right. 18 million is what it comes out to.
Yeah, get people in the chat that are asking. Give me some time to look up some players that they could have got for less than 18 million that are better than Harrison Barnes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think DiVincenzo's better than Harrison Barnes right now at the stage of his
But
career.
I don't think
He hits clutch shots.
I don't think DiVincenzo would have came here because he was here
No,
before.
He was there before. Right. No, but there's definitely better players in the league than Harrison Barnes for 18 mil.
And
I mean,
think
Kevon Looney makes $9 million a year. He's better than Barnes.
I kind of think their thinking on it was to keep the team intact.
Keep the cohesion together.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Trust me, after Harrison Barnes missed that 3-pointer to win the game, I was done with him.
Eric Gordon signed with who?
The Suns.
How much did he get, Eric?
Let me see. Let me pull it up.
Curious. He'd be a nice piece off the bench for
He almost went to the Warriors.
Did he? Damn.
Yeah.
I would have taken that over Corey Joseph.
I wonder if last year's punch is making it to where players don't want to be in that locker room.
Yeah. You know who comes to mind? I don't know how much he got, but Naz Reid. Naz Reid, if he made 18, or even if I don't think he made 18. I want to say Naz Reid only got 3 years and $42 million. So senior softball games, Naz Reid is way better than Harrison Barnes.
I agree with that.
He's younger. He protects the rim, and he actually makes his 3-pointers. He's 6'11", athletic. So there's one without even looking anything up off the top of my head. Way better, not a little better, way better than Harrison Barnes.
I'm looking it up right now, but I don't see it.
All right, here we go. Listen to this. I go back to the Giants. I did hear something. Alex Pavlovich was writing about how the game, what we learned from the game was a sloppy loss. The trip started with perhaps the best bullpen game of the year. Remember when they shut out Toronto the first game last, was it Tuesday? But it ended with a curious decision as Ross Stripling was pulled after throwing just 24 pitches in 2 sharp innings. Alex Wood was supposed to be the bulk innings guy, but he struggled with his command and gave up 5 runs in 1 2/3 innings. Stripling, mixed bag. Stripling's first start since May 17th ended up being more of an opener appearance, but it was about as good as he has looked as a Giant. In his second appearance off the injured list, Stripling struck out 2, walked 1, didn't allow a hit in 2 innings. His fastball hit 94, and he threw 16 and 24 pitches for strikes. Stripling has allowed just 1 run in 5 innings since returning, and he should be stretched out if the Giants want to give him another shot at really starting. If a rehab start 10 days ago, he threw 66 pitches. That's what I was saying earlier. Wood wants another shot at starting too. See, I told you Wood was not happy coming out of the pen. He threw just 34 of 57 pitches for strikes, and he had his first career outing with more than 3 walks and fewer than 2 full innings. So yeah, this was just, to me, this is where they get going so analytical that they're screwing things up. Just put guys in and make a 5-man rotation and throw them out there. You know,
Yep.
Gosh, just irritates me. I mean, you got Cobb and Webb. Okay, you got Keaton Wynn that looks good. Stripling should go, and to me, it should be Wood because he's your only, kind of be your only lefty. And put DeSclafani on the IL or put him in the pen, and don't use DeSclafani unless it's a low leverage situation. Let him work his kinks out, let him get his strength back, whatever. I put the guy down at IL saying he's got arm fatigue and let him take a full week off. And then you can throw him 2 starts in the minors while he's as a rehab assignment. 'Cause you get so many days with these guys that are rostered. You can't just, send them down, but you can give them enough rehab time. I think they get like 15 or 20 days or whatever it is. Put him down there and let him work it out. So that's my take.
If the Giants trade for a pitcher, a starting pitcher, can they put Discofani in the bullpen? Would he work coming out of the bullpen?
Could. I mean,
Yeah, he might be a guy that's good one time through the one time through the lineup, like Wood is.
I think if he can come out and just let her rip, he could probably throw 97. Discofani, throw a little more gas versus pacing yourself. I've heard starters talk about that. Dennis Eckersley was a starter all his whole career and then became one of the greatest relievers of all time.
Why can we think of this stuff, but the people who get paid to do it can't?
I don't know. I think they got so much stuff on their plate. The Giants have become so analytical that they sometimes they don't look at the eye test, you want to call it, the common sense movement. I mean, if you got a guy throwing 24 pitches in 2 innings, how many starters have we seen that throw over 24 pitches in the first inning? Happens a lot.
Yeah.
So he comes out and throws 24 in 2 innings, and they yank him. And he already had 60 pitches in him. Kapler just said it.
Yep.
But why did they change it? Because the Mets had a lefty leading off, and then they had another lefty either in the second spot or the third spot in the bottom of the third, and they thought they could get through that way, and it backfired on them. It backfired on you because you went with a cute, try to outsmart your opponent when you should have just said, crap, he's dealing. It's like the guy that's throwing a perfect game, but wait, we only had him slotted for 6 tonight. We had him slotted for 6 innings or 80 pitches, and he's only at 50 pitches, but we're through 6 innings. So I guess we better take him out because we got through 6.
Wood pitched the other day, right? He pitched what?
Pitched in Toronto, 5 innings.
Yeah.
He came in the second inning, I believe, and pitched. He pitched in the game they won.
Why would he go to Wood? Night. I don't understand it. Why would he? He's got other players in the bullpen. I mean, why did it have to be Wood?
Well, Wood had pitched well in Toronto.
Yeah.
He pitched the Tuesday night game that they won 3-0. Alex Wood, let me pull it up right here. If the box score would ever open up, it's not going to open up. All right, here we go. We'll try it again.
And to answer your question, Los, I didn't see how much he got. It wasn't reported.
Nas Reed?
No. Gordon.
Oh, Eric Gordon. Okay.
Yeah, it was reported. I think he got like $6 million or something like that for 2 years.
Wow,
that's
pretty cheap.
Yeah, I'm really shocked what I'm seeing, Eric, in the chat about like people like really loving Harrison Barnes. Like,
yeah,
like there's a difference between liking the guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good dude.
Great guy. Probably a great interview, but his production does not equal. He signed for somebody who wasn't Mark Graves, it says, because the fans know more than people do it for a living. Well, let me tell you this. The Dallas Mavericks signed Harrison Barnes for 4 years, $94 million. What'd they get from him?
Nothing.
What'd they get from him, Mark Graves? And then
he got traded in game.
The Kings now have him for the last few years. What has he done for them? Has he made any All-Star games or anything like that? Has he been average? Yeah. But why do you want average? The Kings are right here on the verge of becoming a real special team.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep average players on your team, especially one that's getting up there in age. You want younger players that have higher ceilings that can really make a difference. That's what you want.
At least it's only a 3-year deal. I mean, it's not like it's it's not like it's 10 years.
Yeah, definitely. But I just think that you could have dropped $18 million in a better way.
I agree.
If anything, that's just less money that you pay, and then let somebody else have Harrison Barnes. He's not a difference maker.
So now that Damian Lillard asked for his trade, what are they going to do with Jeremy Grant? They just paid him $160 million.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do there. It's remains to be seen how they pull that off.
I don't know. I don't think the Blazers know what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the Blazers are doing.
I wanted to pull it. Oh yeah, Alex Wood pitched 5 innings last Tuesday, threw 80 pitches, 5 innings, 7 Ks, no walks. Good outing. He thought that was enough to against a really tough Toronto lineup. With some big hitters. I just think the Giants. I think they're ticking guys off like Stripling and Wood and Mania to the point where they don't know what to expect because they got guys that are Wood wants to start. Stripling said I listened to him. I talked to him in spring training. I was right there when other reporters asked, "Are you going to be a reliever or starter?" He goes, "No, I'm here to start." He was told he was signed to be a starter. Now, yes, he's been a starter almost his whole career. He got off to a rough start. Looks like he's corrected a lot of that. Just throw him out. You don't have starting pitching. You're using an opener and you're playing this. I call it. It's like what's the semantics? We're calling the guys. Opener, and we put the starter in the second inning, or the third inning, and we're saying, he's coming out of the pen. Just start him.
Yeah.
Dan, it makes you wonder what the Giants are teaching at the minor league level about starting pitching. Like they're babying them. I mean, Harrison's already at the AAA level, and they're limiting him to a certain amount of pitches. And I mean, I understand it. They're their investment. They don't want to get him hurt, but I think they're erring on the side of like too much caution. Like I said, some of they need to have guys in that rotation that can throw 100 pitches, 110 pitches, no problem. They're going to kill their bullpen by August, and they're going to go right down the drain if they don't have a bullpen. Their bullpen is the strongest part of their team, and they're killing it right now.
I just hope they can make it through July.
Yeah. The heat of the summer. Absolutely. Yep. Thank God they live in that cool ballpark in San Francisco half the time. Because, we've been talking about it. I like Keaton Wynn. I think he could be a horse in their rotation, but just leave him alone. Let him start. And if he gets hit around a little, let him learn. Go to the next start.
Exactly.
He's got good stuff.
That's how you learn.
Really like Keaton Wynn. Yep.
And everything. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't let guys learn anymore. They don't. Learn on the job. That's how you do it.
All right. Well, I think we've had enough. Unless you guys got anything else you want to cover, I'm pretty toasted.
I think I'm good.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, Eric. And
anytime, Dan.
Yeah. So I'll let you go here and get on with the evening. We're going to close this out. I'm just going to do a little wrap up, but I'm glad you came in, and we'll be back tomorrow night, probably closer to 10 o'clock with the game starting at 6:45.
Okay.
Hopefully 9:30. Hopefully it's a quick game. Hopefully Webb is dealing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say the Giants. I'm going to say Webb is going to pitch a really good game tomorrow, and I'm thinking the Giants win 3-1. 3-1. I got the Giants winning tomorrow. There was a stat they put out tonight that the Giants are like 4-26 when they score 3 runs or fewer. And they were like
who's pitching for Seattle tomorrow?
Some guy named Wu or something like that, a rookie, which kind of scares me because
the Giants don't have a scouting report on somebody. Yeah. They struggle.
Yeah, the guy's name is I don't know what's going on with my phone tonight.
Bet the under. Bet the under.
That guy from the Dodgers. He owned us.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I'm glad they made a stupid call and took him out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my phone. I'm going to have to shut it down and reboot it because it's not pulling up. I can't remember the guy's name, Wu or Ku or Yu or something like that. But they're 4-26 when they score 3 or fewer runs, and they were like 41 and or 42 and what would they say? They were like 42 and 9 or something like that when they score 4 runs or higher. So Giants, they got to the 4 runs and it was 5-4, and you were thinking, maybe they'll keep that going. So they lost the game. So tomorrow they're going to win a game where they don't get 4 runs. They're going to get their fifth victory tomorrow. They're going to win 3-1, and Logan Webb's going to go 7 and a third innings, give up 1 run, and the bullpen will come in, Taylor Rogers and Duvall to close it out. That's my take for tomorrow's game.
I like it.
It's Wu.
Wu.
Okay. Game, yeah. He's got a 4. He's 1-1 with a 4.37 ERA.
He'll probably look like an ace tomorrow against the Giants, and
he's from Oakland. He's going to be hyped up to pitch at home in front of family and friends.
Interesting.
Logan Webb is 7-7 with a 3.43 ERA.
32 Ks and 22 innings pitched. Wonder what his walk rate is. Maybe he'll be a little too hyped up and throw some walk some guys. But anyway, it's not going to be easy against Seattle, but we'll see how things go. So let me put a little music on for our which one do we got here? We kind of open up with this one, and then we close out with that. All right, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night.